I have a question for you. How do you talk with your teen? Okay, so not how do you talk to your teen, not how do you talk at your teen. The question is, how do you talk with your teen? Because there is a difference. I'm sure you know and have felt the difference before if someone has talked at you, or if someone has talked down to you, or even if someone has talked, just talking to you. There is a difference. And that's what I'm talking about, is that difference. How do you talk with your teen, okay? And how do you communicate with your teen? Maybe it's just through social media and you're just like, oh, you know what? I'm just on social media with my teen and that's how we talk, that's how we communicate, that's how we just do everything. And hey, it's working out great. And you're thinking it's no big deal. But is it? Is it really working out that great? Do you really know what your teen is doing? Do you know who their friends are? Do you know what's going on in their thoughts and in their mind? And if you're just socializing with them kind of just through their social media, that's how you communicate with your teen. What are the things that they're even going through right now? What are their frustrations? What are their struggles? Do you even know that? Because where are they going to when they're going to be talking with someone, that they're going to be pouring their heart out? Is that person you, mom, dad? Is it? Because if it isn't, it really does need to be you. Because where are they getting their advice? Where are they getting their direction? Where are they getting the important things, direction, and structure that they need in their life? Because it does need to come from you, the parent, you, the mom, you, the dad, okay? So when you're talking with your teen, if you haven't had those, like conversations, if you haven't had that relationship that you really want, this is one of the ways that you get that relationship, is by talking with your teen. Yes, there are times that you have to talk to your teen, at your teen, okay? And really, I'm going to have to say, really the at them, that probably needs to be few and far between, but hey, sometimes you do need to, right? Sometimes your teen is just way off the trail and you need to bring them back. So, but is what I'm talking about is you want to build that relationship, so it's talking with your teen, okay? Because your teen really does want that, believe it or not. The teens that I talk to, yeah, they want a good relationship with their parents. So, hey, that's good for you. Okay, that is good. That's great news. And how do you get that is by talking with your teen. Just like anybody in your life, you have to talk with those people to build that relationship. Your teen is no different. So, talking with your teen, that's including them in a conversation with you, okay? Not just at them, to them, just having conversation like just angry. Okay, because that's not the conversation that you need to be having. Yes, sometimes you do. Okay, sometimes you do need to be mad. Sometimes you do need to be angry. Sometimes, but not every time. Okay, not all of the time. So then, anytime they want to talk to you, you're just mad and angry. So that's not going to help build your relationship. That's going to actually separate, and they're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, no!" You know what? Every time they're just so mad and angry. They never even just want to talk with me. They just want to talk to me and tell me what to do all the time. And they don't want that kind of conversation. All right. So if you want to know what's going on in their life, you need to talk with them. Some things too, when you're talking with your teen, is involving them in the conversation. Like I've said, okay, I'm going to keep saying that, okay, because that's involving them in the conversation is how you join them into the conversation. And with that, you want to, where it's laughter, where it's fun, where there's just some joking, just some maybe some music, some that you have like a favorite song now, and you start singing things together, just doing some silly things together. That is where you're building the relationship up to where you're building some trust, to where your teen is like, wow, you know what? My mom is kind of cool sometimes. My dad, he's not so bad sometimes. And because that's what you want, is that they're trusting you, okay, enough to talk with you. Not that they're being shut down every time they want to have a conversation with you. So that's what you want to be thinking about. And maybe you haven't done that. Maybe you have. Put that in the chat. That, you know what, I have talked with my teen and here's how it went. Here's the conversation. Here's the difference between like me talking to them and me talking with them. And hey, let us all know that. And because I'd love to know. because that's what I'm here for, is to help you, Shauna, teen relationship coach, to help you as the parent, all right, to connect with your teen just a little bit better every time that you watch one of these videos. And for that matter, if you're getting something from this video in particular, just hit like, all right? So something else for you to be thinking about when you're talking with your teen, or you want to, or you haven't, okay, maybe you really haven't done that. If you're thinking back to like, wow, okay, how has my conversations been with my teen? And what have I done? Am I mad all the time? Do I seem to be angry all the time? What is it that I do want to have them be thinking about when they're thinking about wanting to talk with me? Am I approachable or not? So those are some things to think about in just your life as the mom, the dad, all right? Because if you're not approachable, then it's hard for your teen to, of course, have a conversation with you. And especially about the important things, because where are they going with the things that they're struggling with? Who is giving them advice? Who is giving them direction? Because someone is. And if not, then they're keeping it even inside and bottled up. And at some point, that is definitely going to explode out and into what? So that's what you need to just be kind of thinking about, okay? And something else I want you to just be thinking about and be conscious of too is you as the parent, you're the one responsible, okay, for the relationship, for pursuing the relationship with your teen. Your teen is not responsible to be pursuing the relationship with you, mom, okay, with you, dad. That's not their responsibility. So if you've tried and you're like, oh my gosh, just forget it because I've tried all these things and they don't even care and they don't even want to do this and I don't even care anymore, I'm not even going to try, well, it's still your responsibility as the parent, all right? So don't give up. Don't throw in the towel just yet. Keep loving on your teen and keep pursuing them, all right? And make sure that in your pursuit of building that relationship, that because you're building trust back maybe, and because you're building, when I'm saying the trust, because maybe they've lost trust in you, because just like you maybe have lost trust in your teen, and your teen has to earn that back and gain that back. Parenting, it's the same thing, okay? That they have to build that trust back in you. So that's what you kind of sometimes have to do. One thing to help build that trust is maybe to say, wow, you know what? I'm sorry. I maybe shouldn't have talked to you like that. I shouldn't have said those things. And I just want you to know I'm sorry. That is amazing what will happen in your teen when you just apologize. Don't sit there and expect something to just run to you and, oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so happy you apologized to me because I really needed that, because more than likely they're not going to say that, okay? But you apologizing, end of story, and leave it at that, and you will see walls tear down, and then that's a notch for you with a trust issue, okay? So it's like, okay, wow, they actually could say they were sorry. But then don't turn that around and then try to use some things against them, okay? Because parents will sometimes do that, all right? So when you're talking with your teen, you are including them in the conversation, okay? You are building the conversation where it's not about you, okay? When you're going to involve them in the conversation, it's what is about for them, okay? What interests them? How do you include them into the conversation? Yes, you can say some things, whatever, if you're throwing things about yourself, but don't make this about you. In the sense like, they don't want to do this with me. They don't want to do, sometimes you do have to make your teen just do some things with you. But don't be to the point to where you're so offended all the time, because that does not help your relationship, okay? So building your relationship, connecting with your teen, having communication with your teen, these are ways that you can do that. So in the other videos too, definitely go back and, hey, maybe watch a few more of those or watch them again and again. Maybe you need to do that, and that's okay too, because that's what they're there for. So in this video, okay, how do I talk with my teen? I really want you to answer that question, all right? And like I said, I really do care, and I really do want to know myself, because I'm here to help you. But when you are talking with your teen, one other thing, okay, this is what is really, I think, something that will help you, all right, is this. Don't take it so personal, even though I just kind of said that, but I mean in the sense like what they're saying, don't take it as a personal attack toward you specifically, all right? Think of it as it's someone else's child and you're talking to them, because we react to someone else's child way different than we react to our own. So when you're not taking that so personal, then you're able to hear them better, all right? So then that helps you hear what they're saying and not be so quick to like, just, oh, that's so dumb, that's so stupid, why would you say that? How do you even think that way? It helps you to not have that type of attitude so quick. All right, so that should help you, okay, if you implement that. So these videos are things for you to implement some of these practices, okay, these tactics, this structure for yourself, because you can only change yourself and you cannot change what you do not acknowledge. So you as the parent, remember, you are the one responsible for building the relationship. You are the one responsible to have that communication. It is, again, not the responsibility of your teen. So, hey, don't take that responsibility lightly, because they're not going to be in your home forever. I know you're like, yes, woohoo, all right. But in that too, sometimes you're like, that time goes by so fast, and then you're like, gosh, now what am I going to do? Okay, I wish they'd come back. And then you have those people that never do leave, and they never, then you're wishing that they would once again. And now they're in your home and they're in their 30s. So whatever that is going to be for you and your teen right now, you know what? Live in this moment today. How is it that you communicate with your teen? How is it that you talk with your teen? Okay? It's not that I'm the parent, you're the child, and you got to listen to everything I say. That's not a very productive conversation all of the time, okay? So you want to be having them right here with you, involved in the conversation, involved with what's going on, and that will actually make your conversation a whole lot better. It will build your relationship a whole lot better. So take a deep breath, all right? Because you can do this. You can do this, all right? So keep watching these videos, and I will just see you in the next video.